Hello, welcome to an INFJ ramble. I know the lighting is super bad. I feel like I have to be like right in front of the phone in order for the lighting to be cool. Anyways, I'm not going to do this. This is uncomfortable. I wanted to make a really quick recording on how impressionable people are when it comes to the things that they are exposed to. For me personally, if I heard something from someone, whether it be, verbatim, or I heard something on the radio, on the internet, or, whatever, if I heard something, my natural inclination is to question it. Like, how valid is this information? To some extent, like, what can you do to prove to me that what you have to say has some validity to it? I don't know why. I've always been like this. I've been an inquisitive person. And I think some people view it as me being defiant, but I'm actually seeking understanding. Because I want to understand someone's point of view, why they've come to a conclusion, and, if you can back it up in a way that seems logical to me, by all means, I'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. But if I don't, then I'll probably keep probing you with questions. And it's just my nature. I'm inquisitive, I'm curious, I want to understand something before I accept it or integrate it within myself and my mental construct or programming. You know what I mean? And it's funny. I don't know, people take that personally. I think I might take it personally too. It just depends on the subject matter and how somebody is approaching me. But for the most part, if you're cordial and respectful and mature and open-minded, and we probably have a very amicable conversation. You know what I mean? There won't be too much conflict, there won't be too much misunderstanding if we are sitting with each other and trying to understand each other's point of view versus, trying to convince someone else that your point of view is correct. Because I feel I've covered this before, but I think based on an individual level, everybody is correct. You know what I mean? It's basically we're looking at the same object from a different angle, and a lot of conflicts arise because you can't just admit that. It's like, yeah, I agree with what you have to say, or I disagree, but I agree that, what you have to say is valid. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyhow, the reason this subject was brought up was because we currently have a hurricane warning, and everyone is freaking out because people are so impressionable. They never really take the time to really think about things. They just kind of hear something and then run with it without being like, wait, are you sure? I don't know, is this really valid? How do you know? Because we've had things in the past, and we've gotten warnings in the past, and it's just been rain, and people would freak out. They'd run to the store, they'd hoard water and canned goods and gas and candles, and they just freak out, and then nothing would happen. I understand people want to be prepared, but not to the point of, how do I say it? I don't know how to say it. I feel like if you listen to everything everyone says without questioning it and coming to your own conclusion and seeing how it affects you directly or indirectly before making a decision or reacting or responding, a lot of unnecessary energy is exerted, and you're also under some level of control. You're being controlled. Does that make sense? Like, it has nothing to be with like you are in control. You're allowing yourself to be controlled. That's what I meant to say. So question everything. Question everything, and don't take things at face value. I mean, oh, where was I going with this? Last time we had a hurricane warning, nothing happened. Like, we got rain, which is good because we haven't been getting as much rain as we used to when I was a kid. Like, as the years go by, we just get less rain. So this is actually a blessing that we're getting rain, you know? People like, so we got this like hurricane warning last time and people were tripping. And all we got was rain and moderate winds, but nothing out of the ordinary in comparison to like our normal winter weather. And people were freaking out. They're like, oh my God, like at the rain. And I'm just like, wow, this is really strange, like behavior. Like, it's just rain, you know? I don't know. And Mother Nature knows best, irregardless. But anyways, the media and how people just kind of like, it's like a contagion, you know? Like one person sees the news and then they freak out. And sometimes information is distributed in a distorted way, or that creates more fear and panic and havoc instead of just like, hey man, it's gonna be cool. Because it is. Either way, it's gonna be cool. I mean, even if this hurricane does happen, you cannot stop this. But I highly doubt it will happen. And all the people who are freaking out, it's really foreign to me. I don't get why they're doing it because they're not even questioning it. Yeah, you can refer to like satellite imagery, but I think, you know, like in this day and age, a lot of things can be manipulated. Like you can manipulate photos, you can manipulate video footage. So, I mean, they want you to see what they want you to see in order to create a reaction that is probably illogical and a bit insane. I mean, think about it. Anyhow, I don't know. If you got something from this, cool. If you didn't, cool. I just feel like you shouldn't take anything at face value. You should do the research yourself until you come to your own conclusion based on your perception, and stop following what everybody else says. It's like, you already know this, like sheep. You know, they all travel like together. Yeah, I don't know. That's cool if you want to be a sheep, but I just feel like you're not really utilizing this tool that you're gifted with, which is your mind, and you're also just allowing other people to control your behavior and your reactions without being logical about it. And you know, fear is the most effective control mechanism. Think about it. So if you make a huge mass of people afraid of something, fear is I don't know, you can like control so many people or so many things by inflicting fear, you know, because people don't want to deal with the consequences. So they're gonna like freak out and they're gonna lose their mind and they're not gonna be able to think calmly or clearly, and they're gonna make really, really illogical decisions. Anyways, if you learned something cool, if you didn't learn something cool, I'm like tuckered in my bed, the best place to be during a hurricane, right? Yeah, so, you know, people are watching news and social media and all that stuff, but seriously, it's just raining with a little bit of wind. You know, people want to, I don't know, my way of thinking is completely left field. Like, for me, I'm not afraid of death. So I don't really feel the need to preserve myself, and I will accept anything as it comes. I'll deal with it as it comes. I'm not gonna like flip out and trip out on something that may or may not arrive, you know? Because at the end of the day, at the end of these lives, it all has to come to an end sometime, right? Yeah, that's just my way of thinking. And I don't expect anyone else to agree with my way of thinking because that's just the way it is. Anyhow, let's end this with My singing bowl. I bought this rad singing bowl for like, I'm not gonna tell you how much I paid for it. That was stupid. But it's amazing. I have a smaller one that I usually like play with. You know, everything is energy, everything is frequency, everything is sound. So this is supposed to help you to attune to that which is. Oh, and going back to everything is energy, everything is frequency, everything is sound. Water is definitely affected by these things, and the human body is made up of 60 to 80% water. And so, you know, depending on what you're tuning into, that's what you are going to project, or that's what you're going to hone in on when experiencing life outside of yourself, in the projection, in the illusion. But these singing bowls, yes, amazing. I timed it too. The gong lasts for over 2 minutes, which is profound to me. And it's a very mild and pleasant vibration. Anyhow, you have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching. Blessings to one and all. Amen.